Rest and receive day, and it's a hangover from that eclipse full moon. Are you feeling it? I'm feeling a little bit hungover today, and what a powerful day it was yesterday and the day before. I'm feeling like I'd worked out every part of my body, or like I had been drinking or something like that. So put in the comments how you're feeling specifically, and if you could do me a favor and give me a bunch of likes over there, hit that button, send this out to a friend, send it out to a partner, send it out to your spouse, your kid, send it to someone who really needs the help. Hey, Ryan, how you doing? Yeah, it was crazy few weeks, wasn't it, Ryan? Ryan over there in Australia, looking forward to talking to you. You're hungover from your diet, which is filled with lectins. Ha! You are crazy. You think my diet is affecting me in a negative way? You haven't been watching long enough. Filled with lectins. Oh man, getting over shingles. Nerve pain still terrible? Yes. I walk and work out. It's harder today and need a lot of sleep. Yeah, so and just so you know, I mean I was a bodybuilder. I was a vicious carnivore for basically almost 50 years of my life, and I have tried all kinds of things, and I've done all the clinical data while I was trying it too. So I'm not talking about I don't talk from non-experience. It's not just something I tried and I felt good. I actually have thousands of lab tests. My partner has pulsating tinnitus. Yes, you can fix that. Easy. Where is Claire?
I don't see her in there yet.
I'm looking for Claire. Claire.
You can talk to Ryan Rose if you.
Okay, there it is.
I haven't heard from her yet.
Okay, fascial maneuvers and sound healing. Yes, Laguna Beach. Awesome. You guys, if you're in Laguna Beach, go out there, make sure. And where is Claire? Ryan, you want to talk while I'm waiting for Claire? Wherever Claire is. Waiting for Claire. I want to see her baby. Gonna try a pure gum spirit parasite cleanse. You know anything about it? You know what? If you take boron and diatomaceous earth and the minerals and you do the 28-day reset, that is your parasite cleanse. But it works in balance. Kunkel fried chicken. Kunkel fried a chicken. Did he fry chicken?
It's Charlie.
Oh, that's Charlie.
That's Carlito.
Hey, Charlie. Hey, Charlie. Okay, let's get in here. I don't see her yet. Do
I
you?
don't see her yet either.
Okay.
We'll try to call her.
Hey, Ryan. Let's go with Ryan. Let's have a quick talk. I've been meaning to talk to you to see if you're on there and you can talk while we're waiting for Glenn. Frying those soapazes. Charlie, you're funny, man. Greetings from Patagonia. Yes, feeling kind of disconnected. Any guide to release heel and inner ankle pain? Yes, lower reset in the barefoot sprinter routine number 2. Lower reset in the barefoot sprinter routine number 2. Thank you. Performance diaphragm trampoline. Yeah, we're getting a trampoline. Do you think we can sell supplements in a country that is on starvation? I'm not exactly sure what you mean by that. We do send supplements to people all the time in places where they can't get it. Say about nerve pain. Okay, any ideas to help with hiatal hernias? Yes, actually, if you DM us, we'll give you some specific about the hiatal hernia. Do you like cupping? Yeah, cupping's cool. I mean, it certainly moves the area. You know what I like is the pressure cup. So you take a pressure cup and then you turn it. But we have a tool coming up here, guys. We're going to be announcing that pretty quick. Use it, Andrew. But this here allows you to get into the stomach. It's going to be out. We're going to be announcing it in a couple of weeks. Has multiple components, multiple tools. I'm just showing it to you now a little bit. But the hardest thing for someone to do is this action, where I go like this on the chest. That's virtually impossible for most even practitioners because of the wide hand. So we'll have that coming out here soon. Yeah, the fascia tools are super cool. Okay, Malala, pin comment. If you guys are towards Laguna Beach, let's talk to you.
Tonight,
Laguna Beach tonight,
6:30.
6:30. Laguna Beach tonight. Doing an event in Sedona. Um,
Hey,
Helena.
Gary.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm fantastic.
Good.
So you got an event in Laguna Beach tonight?
Yes, tonight in Laguna Beach.
And what time is it?
It's at 6 p.m.
6 p.m. And it's right by the center tower, right? On the grass?
Yeah. Yeah.
What's that? What is that called, that center thing?
I think it's called like a monument. It's
Yeah.
like something Laguna Beach monument, but it's in Heisler Park. So, and it's during sunset, and we're ending it with a sound bath. So it's literally just like the most peaceful, relaxing evening. And our releases happened we did this class last week. I was sore for like 3 days, and I usually don't get sore from doing fascia.
Right. Yeah. Did you notice were you sore the last 2 days? Because I was, but I was sore. I was hungover from the moon.
I wasn't physically sore the last couple days.
Mentally sore.
Yes, definitely mentally sore.
Yeah. Yeah. So you had the ability, and by the way, all your content's coming out. Thank you for recording. But you had the ability to travel and hang with us. What would you say to people that have never been around us? What was it like?
Oh my gosh, so many things. It was wild. You guys are just like, you do everything that you say you do. Like, you eat all organic, you do your fascia maneuvers. I don't know, it's all legit.
Yeah. Yeah, we live our life. And it's nice when you get a chance to come out and see it, because like we try to portray the authentic ourselves, and we're going to with the new series Behind the Reel. But it's funny because because when we take somebody like you on a trip, you get to really see the inside of it. And we have some cool partners. I mean, we got to travel to Vegas, we got to stay in Malibu. You got to see some pretty wild treatment too.
Yeah, it was crazy to see everybody's different releases, like super interesting.
What do you think about all the people that were showing up in our lives? Wasn't that kind of funny?
Yeah. Yeah, it is really interesting how like everyone, like when you would ask people their birth date and like their sign and stuff, it was like exactly in alignment with people that you were doing treatment on and
Yeah.
like things like that. It was crazy.
I still don't understand. I understand. I don't really understand why, but it's like Cynthia's birthday, my birthday, my ex-wife's birthday. It's like all these people were coming in constantly,
Mm.
and that trip was all Gemini, Pisces, in that trip. Even in the restaurant, the other thing too is whenever we go places, we're in a restaurant, people come up all over the place. Remember they go with the pregnant lady?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that was crazy.
Yeah, well, that pregnant lady, her baby is being born on my ex-wife's birthday.
Oh my gosh, that's insane.
Yeah, yeah,
What-
yeah. What are the chances, right?
Yeah. You're tuned in, you're plugged in.
Yeah. So we were just reviewing that Sean Kelly content.
Mhm.
And then wasn't he a giant?
He was so tall. I was like, "Hello, sir."
So So what? How long have you been doing fashion maneuvers?
Since July, so not even a
Yeah,
full year.
not even a full year. And what's been changing for you in your life?
Hmm. I noticed that things manifest a lot faster. Like when I say an affirmation, it's coming to me fast. So I actually stopped saying affirmations recently because I'm like, my life has just been getting too wild. So I need to like recalibrate and rethink about like everything that I really want just because I feel like doing fashion maneuvers has really unlocked my power.
Why do you think that is in your mind?
I think because it's releasing and removing like subconscious blocks and yeah, just removing blocks between me and the world. And like, I know you talk about how we are like an auric field, or I don't know your exact terms that you like to use, but basically we are consciousness. We're an energy field, so we're releasing stuff from it so that we're plugged into the whole field. So we're not like so separate from it. So I
So
probably
everybody's asking what your astrology is.
I'm a 21 degree Aries,
Sagittarius
Gemini.
Aries, and I'm a Sagittarius Aries too. So you're like the other side of me.
Yeah, the yin and yang.
Yeah, yeah.
You got
I
the
mean,
white.
I mean that's why I really relate to the way you think because I'm a 21 degree Aries rising and a 29 degree Sagittarius sun.
Wow. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
trippy.
that's why I mean, and that's even you, in my world, even you showing up is because you're just a younger version of that same energy.
Mm, yeah, yeah, it's true.
So what's next for you?
What's next for me is doing this weekly live class. It's literally just like so amazing. And then also building up my membership. So in my membership, I do live fascia classes and like EFT,
Yeah.
but it's all about programming the subconscious mind for like law of attraction, attracting your dream life. So just like building that up and getting more people in there to like actually manifest and live the life of their
So how
dreams.
how do people get involved with that program?
Everything is through my Instagram. So I have like information on my Instagram and it's linked in my bio so people can just like find it through there.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to spending more time with you on another trip or something somewhere. So
Yeah, me too. Thanks so much for like bringing me along for the ride for, that trip was awesome and just getting to like connect with you guys online and everything. It's like you guys are just awesome and I really appreciate everything that you're doing.
appreciate you too.
Yeah.
Good
Thanks,
luck.
Gary.
See you, Milan. Anything yet? No.
Try calling her.
Okay.
She might
Um,
doing baby stuff. I don't know.
yeah, could have been. So let's jump all the way over to Sweden. Sweden. I'm looking forward to going to Sweden sometime soon. We're going to be there in July. This is so helpful. We have to set a date for Sweden. And we're going to talk to Mia about that and Coach Kaylin here, right up here. Kaylin, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going, man? Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
How's everything going over there in Sweden?
It's getting I mean, the weather is getting pretty nice. We've been having some really cold weather, like, which is nice, but I prefer the warm, so it's getting warmer.
So you're excited about the performance series coming soon?
Oh, I can't wait, man. It's gonna be I'm super excited about it. And I think it's gonna be such a game changer to so many people. I just can't believe that how much time I've saved with my athletes from, I used to be doing a lot of, different things to get things fixed, but the maneuvers, man, they're incredible.
What kind of athletes for everybody that do you normally work with?
So when I'm in Sweden, it's mostly hockey players and soccer players. And when I'm in the States, it's usually swimmers.
Yeah,
So it depends on where I am, but here for sure, hockey and soccer, those are the two big ones in Sweden.
right. And like fascial maneuvers is so awesome for hockey, especially things like
Yeah,
swimming.
yeah.
Hockey and baseball and golf, it really, really works well.
It works amazing. I remember I told you about the golf player I helped last summer, and he was at the end of his rope. He was about like he was in so much frustration because he lived out of his golf and he couldn't swing. And basically one session after maneuvers he was up swinging. I never forget that. And I find as well with younger people they respond even quicker. Um,
Yeah, they do. I'll show you something. Here, Tracy, come over here. I'll give you a sneak preview of what some of the performance coaching
yeah.
stuff was going to
Hey.
Swinger. So so when when you're in swinger and you're going like that and you're assisting, right?
Yeah.
So what you do is, okay, swing through your body. So like you're gonna hit a golf ball. Swing slowly, slowly, swing, just swing, and then resist. Don't hold it there. Resist me. Keep swinging the other way, other way, and then let me win. See eccentric.
Oh
Go
yeah.
again,
Yeah.
again, and then resist. Eccentric like this.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing is you
That looks
take it through the
awesome.
range of motion,
Yeah.
take it through the range of motion, and then you're pulling back eccentrically, and they're resisting you at about 20% of their power.
Yeah.
And what it does is it reprograms the motion template for that movement and any movement.
Wow.
And like when you're an athlete and you hit a ball thousands of times
Yeah.
to get a stroke.
Yeah.
Well, you can reprogram it in 6 movements instead of
Wow.
1,000 hits. Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, that is incredible. It's so funny because I was working with a younger soccer player yesterday. He just made a national team for his home country in Albania. So he lives in Sweden, but he plays for he has two citizenships. And I was playing around with what you just did with Tracy there, but I was doing the one where you're on your back, crossing your legs, and twisting the
Yeah.
kneecaps. Yeah. So I was doing that, and I asked him to kind of resist his chin, so to speak, and pushed against, and then relax him a little bit, and it just took it further. Um, so in a similar fashion, like you just did there, I was just like doing the same thing, but with his legs, like resisting a little bit, and it was really effective.
Yeah. So just adding in whatever that motion pathway is, just add eccentric resistance.
Yeah.
So let them go through it and then pull them back at 20%. You'll get it. And you can do that through any range of motion, any biomechanical range of motion. You
Yeah.
can do the same thing. Like a golf club is this, you're
Yeah.
concentric. Well, then
Yeah.
you resist it eccentrically and then you come back. And what it does is that, like when you're going to throw something, there's the head position, the arm coming through, and you just duplicate everything that you want. And when you do it eccentrically, the brain patterns it right away.
I love that. Do you incorporate any breathing patterns into that as well, or do you just like in those positions hold it, so to
I
speak?
I do it first because that first it's super hard for them to maintain resistance at 20%
Yeah.
because we're used to a concentric action like
Yeah.
this, right?
Yeah.
So resistance at 20%. At first they can barely do the resistance because they're like, and then after they do that, then I add breathing in.
Okay. Cool. Very cool. That
Yeah,
makes sense.
and also, too, with Mia out there in Sweden, we're taking her sensing program and
Wow.
we've been adding it into fascial maneuvers. So we're taking the top 10 movements and then adding it into fascial maneuvers. So because what I found, like for me, I'm pretty much all released, but I have a couple sticky points like around a scapula, around a hip, around an ankle. And
Yeah.
so with her program, I've been moving, and I'm doing it again tomorrow morning. And I've been moving, and in the movement, I'm able to get those lower layers of fascia right around the bone, like in the hips and the trochanters and that.
Yeah. Very cool, man. That's awesome. I'm really excited about this because it's been like it's been in my mind for a year now since I started doing it, and I mean this is going to be the next step towards the athletic side of it, and I'm super excited about it because again, I can't tell you how much time I've saved uh, with this mindset approach, um, as opposed to before trying to really. Let's say we were working on a hip, for instance, on a groin. That's just cool with the hockey players. There's a lot of groins
Right.
there. But what I learned from you was that, like, it's not the groin necessarily. It's somewhere else. And it's so funny. Sometimes you work with that elbow. You twist the elbow and you get into that position, and they're like, oh, the groin just like it went away.
Really? Yeah.
It's amazing,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So
It's like if you have an issue in here, it's here. You have an issue
yeah,
here, it's there. Because you think about the balloon. It's the balloon. If I'm tight here, I'm going to be tight inside, right inside my pelvic bone.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And I'm at that stage right now where the last parts of my releases, like in around my pubic bone, in around my sit bones, my finally moved, and so I've got this. I'm like super 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 malleable around there
yeah,
now, and I feel that when I like right now I can move really good and I have a lot of strength when I move. I feel like I'm about like 5% more of unrestricting the fascia, and I feel bouncy. Like
yeah.
yeah, like I don't feel restricted anymore. So I don't know where this is going, but I have a feeling that when I remove all the restriction, that the performance is going to go 5x or 10x.
Oh, for sure. And I mean, when I'm listening to that, my mind goes to, could one of the answers be, I'm just guessing now, but could one of the answers be that there is more efficient pathway for electricity?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Because the whole idea that the brain moves the body, well, through the muscles. That's the idea that I have a different philosophy. I have that there's a field around us that's providing the ability to move because it takes a desire. The brain and the body translates that desire into a movement. But the first thing that comes is it comes through the fascia or crystal, the electricity, and that starts the movement, and then the muscle stabilizes the movement against the bone. So
Yeah.
basically, it's the fascia, the muscle, and the bone that move in that order.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's really incredible. I've been noticing as well. I've been putting in the diatomaceous earth into now, and I don't know. Ever since I started doing that, I started with 2 tablespoons, and I'm working up to 5. But I feel there's a shift happening too. I feel softer, but in a good way.
Yeah. Yeah.
I,
No, that's what is happening, and you are going to get softer. Like
yeah,
I'm like soft. Like I did this one with Sean Kelly. I had him twist my arm, and he goes, "Whoa, my elbow flipped."
yeah,
And when people see that or feel that, they're like, "Whoa, that feels weird," because we're supposed to be like that.
yeah,
That's how babies are.
yeah.
Somewhere along the line, we convinced ourselves that we're supposed to be tight and restricted.
Right.
Are you? Hey, you thinking about coming to the States again soon? Like maybe
Oh,
May?
I am. I mean,
Why don't you
so I'm
come
gonna
down
do
to
a
our event in
clinic.
Austin? We just released
Oh yeah, what date is that?
May 12th. Why don't you come down and spend some time with us and we do some work together?
That would be amazing. That would be
Yeah.
absolutely amazing. You know what? I could actually make that. I'm going down to San Francisco to do a pretty big swimming clinic, but that's going to be the end of July. But I would go to Austin just for that. That would be really fun.
Yeah, why don't you come out? We're going to be there for 10 days.
Yeah.
So we have our event there. And what we're doing is we're collecting a bunch of people. We're going to be doing media, podcasts, working. We're gonna be there for 10 days, just kicking it
That
up.
sounds amazing. Let me have, because I'm working as a physical education teacher. I just gotta check the schedule and make sure that I can get a substitute for a couple of days. I would love to come to this event.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
do it. Let's do it. I love to show you because you're doing such a good job working with Olympic athletes and pro athletes. I love to show you the next side of this in person, and we'll record the content. You'll be
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, dude. I'm gonna look into this straight away because I would love to. I would love to be a part of that. That would be amazing. But I think it's so cool now. I'm sharing, like, it's so cool because a lot of the athletes, like I told you, they have two citizenships, and a lot of them are, some of them are making their national teams in their home country, and they're bringing this stuff to it's spreading in a really cool way.
It really is spreading in a cool way. It's not
Yeah,
going to be very long. I mean, we've got kids. Later on, we've got kids in school sharing it with other kids.
there you go.
So, and
That's
that
awesome.
next generation, I mean, and those kids, within the next couple of years, the next 3 to 5 years, are the ones that are the athletes and the performers and stuff like that. And they're using it for emotional regulation, performance, for pain, all that stuff. So it's really cool.
There we go. Yeah, that's gonna be a big one to getting into the. I think from especially in the classrooms with all the sitting, if we can incorporate that things there, it's gonna be huge.
It is. It really is. I mean, it's working its way through, and we have about 20 million estimate around the world doing it right now. We expect by this time next year there'll be 200 to 300 million people doing it.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's growing. It's growing fast because it works and it's
Yeah,
free.
yeah.
And that's the whole
No,
point. Is that and you don't have to be a rocket science. You don't have to go take a long course. You watch a video, you do it. It works the first time.
no, that's exactly what I was doing with you guys. I remember it like it was yesterday. It was last year about this time. I was in my summer cabin, and I was just watching, and I was starting to. I was like, okay, fuck it, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try this myself, and it just felt so great. And that was just before I went to the States, and I thought like, okay, um, this is gonna be great. And like never before in the past 10 years, I've had that kind of. I've been doing, stretching, dynamic mobility before, and it's been all right, but nothing has even come close to this as far as immediate
Yeah.
response, and,
Yeah,
and that's really cool.
it's because it's engaging a natural flow of the body. That's really what
Yeah,
it is. It's like I was talking to a sports scientist who works with athletes, soccer players, professional soccer players, just before I got on here, and what I was saying to him is that what we're doing is that all of our current science and programs are based around a belief of how the body works. And if people change the belief of how the body works, if you see the body the way I see it, then everything is simple.
yeah,
Otherwise, right now, everything is really hard. There's all these rules around how things work. It takes a long time.
yeah, yeah, no, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And one thing that I would like to ask you, Garry, in the past, it's way better now. I haven't even noticed it. I have to kind of remember the last time, but I used to have a really challenge since a lot of years from playing hockey. I used to play hockey in my younger years, and now it's an experiment. I'm playing every day. I'm playing pickup hockey every day, and I just keep getting better. And I have no pain or anything. But I used to have this huge issue. Like the pigeon pose,
Yeah.
um, where you internally rotate your hips. Oh, basically when you're sitting. I don't know if you can see, but when you're sitting with your legs kind of like this,
Yeah.
yeah, and then from that position, you push yourself up. Like I did that from sit to stand or whatever it was called, challenge. And
Yeah.
I used to get really, yeah. Let me see it. There we go. Just yeah, exactly, just like that. You're making it look so easy. So I
I
did
could have
that
done that
once.
a year ago.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Like I did that once as a challenge, and my knee popped. I was like, oh my god, it hurt so much. And now it doesn't hurt anymore, but I'm still a little bit stiff in that hip.
It's coming up, like the things that for me, right underneath in the groin area, on the sit bone and around the anus,
Yeah,
all of the fascial tissue in there is where it bunches up, especially as we get older. And as
yeah,
I open that up, I have infinite range of motion.
yeah.
I like literally it's the closer to the bone, the more leverage the fascia has. So everybody wants to stretch this piece right here, but this right here, at a millimeter is an inch out there.
Yeah, yeah. But that's incredible. But that again, is that also connected to this kind of area right here?
Yeah. So think of us as a balloon,
Yeah,
right? And the balloon was shrunk here and shrunk up here. So it's like this. So
Yes.
if I open this up, I open this up. So
Mm.
it's just if I affect this, it affects this.
Yeah.
So if I affect this, it affects this. This here is this here. My neck and my spine are the same. We know that in chiropractic. Well, that means that this has to be this.
Yeah. That's incredible because what with one of my hockey players, a younger one, I was doing the anti-gravity, which is fantastic for I think hockey players to decompress their spine. But I was playing around with this grip, so I took the grip around the traps like this and really pulled down pretty
Yeah.
good. And a lot of hockey players really enjoy that one. That's when they tell me like, oh, my groin
Yeah, the
thing went away.
groin, yeah, because they're skating like this. So
Yes.
they're compressing this way. The other
Yeah.
one is if you've done that, where you go like this, grab your
Yeah.
spine
Uh-huh.
like this, and then you squat. And another one is when you do pull
Yeah.
over, right?
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
pull over here, or you can pull over two hands, right?
Oh, two hands on one side like that?
Yeah, and then you because you get right
Yeah.
here, and then right here,
Oh,
and you lock it
I
up
like
to
that.
the
I
north.
like that a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that works really good. And we did Jason got a new one today actually.
Mm.
I don't even know if I can do it, so I'll try. So so it's like this,
Yeah.
and then totally twist it,
Oh, I like that.
and then the other part too is like when I'm doing swinger,
Yeah.
right? I'm doing swinger.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's really
So
cool.
yeah, and then the other part too is that when you try this and you lock it up and then you go you tighten push like you're pushing a ball in, or you can hold the ball with your knees and
Yeah.
go pump and
There you go.
breathe really hard. And what that does is it forces air inside the fascial layers, and then you get fascials.
Yeah, yeah, there you go. I really like that. Do you think, Gary, that I love the term fascials, by the way. It's awesome. Do
Hey,
you
hey,
think
I didn't learn it in school, so I learned it in the field, like supraspinatus posterior superior. And I'm like, who named this crap? And
yeah,
I'm like, why didn't they just name it neck muscle? You know, like, and so that's why since I discovered I get to name it fascials.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, it never made sense to me. All those Latin, like a million different ones, like really small ones. It was just like ridiculous. We had to learn all these. We had to memorize all these. I remember I wrote them on my body. Like this is 20 years ago when I went to school, and I wrote all these things on my body just to memorize. It was just insane.
Yeah,
But yeah,
it's funny because we were taught the granular approach. Let's affect the muscle, but there are 320 muscles from here to
mm,
here, and each one of them we used to work individually with each one,
right.
and but if you just turn the neck, turn the body, that's another one by the way. Wrap the neck like
Yeah,
this, and while they're doing it like this,
yeah.
and then turn, have them tighten up, and and then just turn the neck around, and they'll feel like they got a half inch taller
I think
because that the neck torques.
Yeah, I think that one's incredible. I think directly of swimmers, because a lot of swimmers are in habits of breathing to one side, just one
Yeah,
side. So I think that one would be incredible for especially triathletes and swimmers to balancing out the breathing patterns.
and you can do it by wrapping a towel around
Yeah.
and twisting it, and then you can do it yourself.
Yeah. Oh,
And then
yeah.
turn your
Yes,
body.
I hope. Yeah.
And the other one is a towel around the leg,
Mhm.
tourniquet. So a towel around the leg, tourniquet out, and then squat.
Oh, is that almost like putting a floss band?
Yeah, but what you're doing is you're locking the fascia in rotation and then
Yeah.
squatting, and then as you squat, it pulls all out from here. So it pulls out to there. That's why That's why I want to show you all the performance moves.
Yeah.
Like we are gonna, what we're gonna do is we're going to record a practitioner series so that because up until this point, the reason why we never did the practitioner series is because people would just go to a
Yeah.
practitioner. If they don't learn to do it themselves, it's useless because then you're in the same problem where you rely upon somebody else.
Yeah.
And you need to be able to self-soothe whenever. So we released it as self-care. Then it's now we put up some table stuff or some practitioner. Now we're going to show all the practitioner stuff and then all the performance stuff. And the other part too is people try to go, oh, performance. I did go to performance without getting the release. I mean, it works, but if you get your body to perform without doing the release, when
Yeah.
you do have an injury, it's going to be a bigger injury.
Yeah. 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 Oh, definitely, definitely. And I think because my mind goes a lot to hockey players because that's close to my heart. But especially when you're in those positions, you have first of all you're wearing skates. That's going to do something to your fascia, right?
Yeah.
Especially if they're tight and stuff like that, and your ankles are all glued up, and that's going to do
That's why
something.
that's why the ankle work. Like one of them is you take your hands on the malleolus
Yeah,
and turn the outside one away from the body, and then the inside one too. You just twist it. Grab a piece of cloth and just twist over the malleolus, and then you'll get flexion back in the ankle right away because the skates they lock it up. And the other one is to take the ankle while they're standing there and one hand on the ankle and then counter rotate.
that one is great.
And have them drop a knee.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah, that
yeah.
one. I mean,
Basically,
there's all these things. Like this is how, like with Anthony, the ultra elite runner that's here. Because he runs like 150 miles a week to 200 miles a week, and he does it 7 days a week, all the time, and then so over time he compacts.
yeah.
So when I worked on him yesterday, he literally gained an inch back that day.
Yeah, I saw the before and after photos. I was like, wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, and that's performance because that compression is what takes away the performance.
Yeah, Garry. Once we're on that subject, I found that that work you did with him was absolutely phenomenal, and you talked about some things about recovery and a certain amount of breaths during sleep and stuff like that. But I was also thinking about sports where you're producing a lot of adrenaline on a constant basis, like hockey, for instance.
Yeah.
You're getting into really, really high heart rates on a regular basis, and then you basically sit down and you go in again and really.
So on the bench,
Yeah.
sit down, crossover, twist, and then they'll perform better.
Oh yeah.
Because the adrenaline's tightening up the body. So when the body gets tighter and tighter and tighter as you skate through the game. And as it
That's
gets
right.
tighter, you have to exert more force or more adrenaline against the restriction. So what happens is you lose energy. So if they sit on the bench, cross a foot over, cross the arm and
Yeah.
twist and
Yeah.
breathe, their
Yeah.
nervous system calms down, the adrenaline comes out of their system, and then they go back out and play again, the adrenaline goes up. You bring it down, it goes up. You don't want a constant rise of adrenaline, otherwise your body's going to continue to tighten.
That's it. That's incredible, man. So if I can go in and do a really hard shift, and when I sit down and recover for a couple of minutes, I'll just go into that seated, totally twisted, right?
Yeah.
And get some
Yeah,
breathing.
it works really.
in.
I have UFC fighters. You'll see a couple of them sitting in the corner going like that. No one knows what they're doing.
Right.
They're just in the corner because if you go like that in the corner, you calm down. When you calm down, adrenaline narrows your focus so you stop seeing options. When you take the adrenaline down, the serotonin goes up, so you see more options. You become more present again.
So does that affect your peripheral vision
It
as
does.
well?
It does. Awareness, because adrenaline, you start to narrow the focus. Your vision and your thought.
Could that be why it's like a survival mechanism and just to kind of focus in on
Yeah, it's
one
to
thing?
get out. Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, if I'm in stress, the end goal of stress is to get out of the stress. And the more
Yeah.
stress, the more I try to get out of it. That's why you get these wild, especially in sports. You get towards the end of the game, it gets really erratic because people are making mistakes, and then some people are recovering or arbitrage, capitalizing on those mistakes. But that's why at the end of the games, quite often it gets very up and down and back and forth. It's because people are becoming less and less aware.
Yeah. Yeah. That's amazing. That's amazing. That was a big insight for me, what you just shared with how you can influence the production of adrenaline and all the stress
Well,
hormones that
so
kicks
all
in.
the other, every other movement therapy that I know of increases adrenaline. Like yoga, you're stretching a muscle. The
Yeah.
body perceives threat when you elongate a muscle,
Right.
and so the body spikes in adrenaline, norepinephrine, and then cortisol, and then drops down into it. So you go and you spike it up into that stretch, and then after a while you're tired. But it's for 4 to 6 hours that adrenaline stays in the blood. You're tired, so you feel relaxed, but you stretch the muscle. Now, when you do a fascial maneuver, there is no stretch. All there is a dropping of stress. So immediately, dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, estrogen, estradiol, they all go up right away because adrenaline, as soon as adrenaline hits your blood, those hormones are immediately taken, abated. They're immediately shut down.
That's incredible. So that's why, for instance, if one would want to get a natural boost of melatonin, would that be a good idea to do prior to going to bed? Like, is there anything that would be?
Yeah, well, you know what? The thing is that if you're doing, if you do like a totally twisted and organ reset before you go to bed, you don't need to have it. The reason why we have to take melatonin is because when we're going to bed, we're stressed out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the average person's body's in stress. Just moving around is stressful because they have restriction. If you pull on your shirt and you move around all day, you're going to
Yeah.
use adrenaline. And even when you get up in the morning and you go downstairs and you go to you walk, you get up in the morning and you walk around and you haven't stretched yet. Your body has to produce adrenaline to move.
Yeah.
And so the first thing I do when I get up in the morning is I just take it out. I move really quickly, just a couple movements or an anti-gravity, and then I'm moving without producing adrenaline. Because the worst thing you can do in the morning is start off in a stress state.
Yeah.
And I first of all, I don't believe it was like this, like 50 years ago. We have EMFs and chemicals all
Yeah.
around. And when we go to sleep, we're contracted. And I do not believe it was like that a long time ago.
I don't think either. What would you say would be the best approach, besides, of course, shutting the Wi-Fi down at night and stuff like that? Which
I'll show you.
Yeah.
I'll show you. Hold on.
Hmm.
My
What is
EMF rock bag from EMF Rocks.
very cool.
What that is it's a crystal in there. It's a wet crystal. It's in a sealed bag.
Yeah.
I have them around my bed. I'll show you.
Very
So what happens is it's measurable.
Yeah.
So what happens is they're sitting right there. And
Okay. At the
there's
corner of the bed. There we go.
right
There's
there.
one. Yeah.
Yeah. And I got one over there because I got the electricity right there.
Oh.
And
Oh,
so, and I put one over there as long as it touches the bed frame.
I love it.
Yeah, the EMF rocks are super powerful, like super powerful.
Yeah.
You can feel it right away. There is no doubt that you can get a meter, it works. Like you can actually measure it, so it works right away. And
That's awesome.
and what it's doing is it's absorbing it instead of the other EMF devices which create non-native waves and they try to balance it.
Yeah.
This takes and absorbs it, and by the absorbing it, it's the signals coming because it's a directional signal. Like when our natural waves are like a ripple in a pond. Like you throw a ripple in, they ring around.
Yeah.
But when I have a phone, it goes directly to a device. So it's cutting my round ripple. This takes and draws the energy to it.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, I gotta get those. I'll probably buy them while I'm in the States because of all the
Buy him when you're down there. He's gonna be at there as well too.
Oh, I will for sure.
Yeah,
Man. That's awesome. He's gonna be at the event.
and we have we're working to get, by the way, we're working to get supplements and products into Sweden.
Oh,
So part of it, we are going to
nice.
be there in August, sorry, in July.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's like that's when I'm in the States. That's a
When
bummer.
are, when are you in the States?
I'm gonna be. Oh, did you say August? By the way.
Actually, sorry, it may be the very first part of August, but it'll be towards the end of July. But when are you
Oh,
coming back?
I'm actually that would be the time I probably gonna come back, because I'm gonna go to the States to with the San Francisco booked a clinic. That's gonna be right up around midsummer in Sweden. Have you heard about midsummer?
No, when is midsummer?
It's a weird Swedish tradition, Viking stuff. So, but that's at the end of June. So I'm going to be in the States basically the whole month, June, and then half July, and then I'm probably going home at the end
It's
of July. So
going to be
that's where you're going.
end of July, early August. Yeah, we're going to be there
Oh,
because
awesome!
we're planning on being in June. In middle of June, we're going to be in Prague, and then end of June, it looks like we're going to be in Jordan, and then we got a couple other stops. We're going to hit Sweden towards the end there.
Amazing.
So it looks like you'll be there.
Yeah,
So listen, why don't you plan on why don't you see if you can get time off or around
yeah.
and come to see us in Austin, and what we'll do is we'll do some training and some recording because I mean you're
Yeah.
so active at promoting it. Why don't we just put you in the videos?
That would be
You'd be
amazing.
the next.
That would be an honor, man. That would
Yeah.
be so cool. Yeah. No, I'm down with it. I'm gonna look into it straight away.
Okay, awesome. So that we'll
Yeah.
talk online.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Gary. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Take care.
You too.
Christian.
What did you say?
Christian. Thanks, Christian.
Who? Kaylin. Coach Taylor. Supplements and products in Holland. Yeah, we do ship to Holland. You can order it and we will ship. Go to our website. EMF rocks, those are super powerful. Yeah, they're not cheap, but they last forever. And you don't, I mean, you can have one or two bags. It's not like they don't wear out or anything like that. You'll have them there for like decades. Okay. Let's go with Lauren Haas. And then we're going to go with Jenna Kane. Yeah, EMF Rocks. Go to EMF Rocks. You can go to our page. Lauren,
Hey, Gary, how's it going?
good. And I think I got Jenna coming up here.
All right.
So, where are you now? Are you in Texas?
I am. I am in Texas, and as you may be aware, my Wi-Fi isn't always the best. So
Yeah.
Jenna's usually pretty good at telling people, "Hey, she lives out in the boonies, so just give her about 5 minutes and she'll end free." So hopefully the technology will work with you
I'm
today.
looking forward to coming to Texas. It's been a while since I've
Yes,
been in Texas.
bring it on.
Yeah.
We're excited.
So, I see. I'm trying to bring Jenna up.
She
A
on yet?
second.
Let's see.
Is Jenna on?
Let me look.
Okay, she may or may not be. So the parents program, it's pretty exciting. I mean, first of all, there are people registering for it, and Jenna, I think Jenna is unable to join. Jenna, can you request or can you put a comment in there? So the parents program, which is super excited, which you and Jenna have been working on so hard. Tell everybody about it.
Yeah, so originally we started with about 200 parents with high needs children, and they worked through a protocol that is designed by you, something used in clinic for over a decade, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And the results that we saw with these parents that came with, like I said, very high needs kiddos, labels, all along the spectrum. But the healing that we've seen within that parents group has been nothing short of amazing. Ashley, one of our amazing moderators in the program, came live with you a few days ago, or maybe it was last week. But her little girl had lost all her hair and began this protocol, and her hair started coming back. The doctors were baffled by it. We had a little
Yeah.
girl who had a tumor on her brain stem and began working through this protocol, and confirmed by MRIs, the tumor shrank over 50%. And the doctor said, hey, whatever you're doing, keep it up, don't stop. We're seeing kiddos come off the spectrum. We've had parents report all sorts of healing in their kiddos, from improving sleep issues, emotional regulation, relieving constipation is another big healing item that we've seen. And so it's just been beautiful to be a part of this journey, and helping to put the power back in the hands of the parents and let them know that healing is possible, and it's something that they can do in their own home,
Yeah.
with their own child. So after that group, commenced, Jenna and I have been working diligently for, I think it was about a 13-month process. We put together what will be launched globally on April 8th as the Human Garage Children's Edition program. Yeah, so we had a beta launch with a very small group over the last month. And what this program looks like is it is 14 days, very doable, non-intimidating program, because we know the majority of these parents are already maxed out. Trying to fit one more thing in your schedule just seems impossible, right? So it's very doable, and that's the feedback that we got back from our beta group parents. But what it does is it teaches the parents to get the toxins, the stress, the chemicals, the trauma that's stored in the tissues of our children, helps to release that from the body. It also guides parents on a day-by-day basis, what supplements to use, how to clean up your internal, external environment. Each day you'll get a little dose of a fascial maneuver that you can do as a parent. And then it will also give you a video with a few fascial maneuvers to work on your child for that day. So all in all, it's a fabulous program. It's designed. There's Miss Jenna. Hey, girl.
Keep going,
Just
Lauren.
walking through.
Don't let me interrupt you.
Okay,
You're doing fantastic.
Okay, we were just walking through the program that we created, and anyways, it just day by day walks you through. There's a daily loving ritual bath that we've called it, that includes the diatomaceous earth, the Epsom salts, maybe some boron, and it's a beautiful program, and we're looking forward to the launch on April 8th. So
Someone was asking about in Argentina. This is online, so basically all of the moderators, and there's doctors, moderators, physical therapists, moms, dads, everybody in there that are helping, and they're sharing knowledge. And what I've been monitoring the chats since it started. I started doing this with parents about a year and a half ago. And what I noticed is you all have more information than the doctors that are treating the children. And I know, Jenna, you're a physical therapist who specializes in this. And
Yep.
what's your impression after working in this group for the last year?
Well, that's a big question, Gary, because I have some ideas that I'm working on. I'm working on developing a more individualized program for some of these kids after they go through this 14-day program. But so what I've seen is these, like Lauren just said, I mean, the emotional regulation, right? Their speech is improving. Their gross motor skills are improving. Their balance is improving, right? And we didn't, I mean, they're doing hands-on fascial maneuvers, right? But, I work in the schools, and I'm like pulling my hair out trying to get parents to do the things that these parents are doing in the group.
Right.
And because I've seen what takes place, and to me, this information, we have it out there for free, right? And the parents that are doing it, they're getting the results. It's just amazing, and I'm happy to be a part of it and to see what these kids are accomplishing, what the parents are accomplishing. And so I mean, I'm hoping to bring this on like another level, and having people come if they want more individualized attention, where we can look at the primitive reflexes that might still be active, and then including all the things that Human Garage teaches within that program, but gathering baseline information like what letter recognition, how many letters do they know? Are they remembering things, right? Like processing, all of those different things we're going to gather so we can bring it to the forefront and be like, hey, listen, this stuff is serious. It works. We've seen it. So that's kind of an exciting program that I'm hoping to have done by the end of May.
So, can the parents and the mothers, I mean, there's always support in there. There's always questions. And by the way, that's what I find the most valuable, because there's always a moment of fear that something's going to go wrong. And there's always somebody else who's had that go wrong and lived through it.
Yeah, Garry,
That's super
I'm glad
powerful.
that you brought that up. I was going to actually talk about how, first of all, can you guys see me? You're frozen on my end, so I don't know if you
Yeah,
can
can
we
see
see
can
him.
me
see
or
you
not.
perfectly.
Okay, good. Then I'll just carry on. I'm glad you brought that up, but it really is just an amazing community of like-minded parents and caretakers, doctors, holistic practitioners. And like you said, they can comment on what's worked for them, what's worked for their child. So it's a very unique, very special community. So I've never seen anything like it before. It's pretty dynamic.
Yeah. So, and you both have children.
Yep.
And
Yes.
and what has changed for you in your lives since you've been doing this with your children? Maybe I'll go with you first, Lauren.
Okay. So, goodness, what have changed? Man, so many things. First of all, the awareness within myself with my kids, and ultimately coming to the realization that our kids are just a reflection of ourselves. I mean,
Yeah.
all of a sudden my 6-year-old is having, a moment, or possibly my 8-year-old's going through a healing crisis with some sinus or a cough. And you really just kind of dig down into those layers, and all of a sudden it's like, man, those are things that are actually going on inside of me. And that brings to mind the innate connection between parent and child. And what we've seen in this group, as far as when parents are doing the work to heal themselves, the children directly began to heal as a result. And it's absolutely phenomenal that if you just begin to work on yourself, and throughout the program, we really recommend that parents do the Human Garage 28-day reset, because not only does it just make more sense when you begin the children's program, but you also are beginning to do the work on yourself and to release what needs to go and start to peel those layers, away, and your child will directly benefit from that healing as well. So
So
little side
so
caveat,
Jen,
but I get excited about
yeah,
it.
yeah. So Jenna, yeah, being a physical therapist, dealing with special needs kids, in this, you're already doing this work beforehand. What do you see that the biggest mistake that parents make when they come into helping their kids?
Kind of like what Lauren said. We get the parents that come in, mostly the moms, right? And they want to fix their kid. They want to heal their kid, but it's really, they need to do the work first, which is why I think that the 28-day reset is really important to do, because without that awareness of the different things that the mom's holding on to, it's difficult to make that transition where you're focusing on your kid.
Right.
Because that's the main thing that I see. I've noticed with my own kids, they're in sports and things like that. I laugh because almost all my posts are about my little boy, because he loves to do the vestibular reset all the time. Before he goes to his games, he likes to do like the totally twisted. He knows he's got to get his body ready, and he knows what it feels like when he does it. So that's the really cool thing. He's 8 years old. So I guess I started this program when he was 6.5, but they've just taken it on. And then the whole thing, Garry, they think that you're like related to us somehow, because they've seen your face, they hear you talking, and they're like, is that Garry? Is he live? I'm like, no, it's a recording. But even them asking themselves, checking in with themselves? Am I hungry? Do I want water? What do I want? Right? And being able to have that knowledge to check in with themselves instead of checking in with somebody else.
Right.
Same with their emotions, the way that they speak about different issues at school with peers is kind of mind blowing. I'm like, man, I wish I would have had this when I was a kid. Things
Right.
might have been a little, maybe I would have been in a lot of less fights. You know what I mean? So I mean, it's wild to see what happens, especially with my own kids. I'm really blessed that I stumbled upon you guys and that I'm here, and I'm hoping that, you know, the stuff that we can bring to parents is going to be very, very beneficial.
So,
Absolutely.
so
I agree with that. And I just want to add to that, you know, it's for me, it's like as children, we often believe that, you know, someone would always come along and just save us, right? And then we grow into adults and hopefully finally realize that that someone has been us all
yeah.
along.
Mm-hmm.
And so what if we can teach that to these children at a young age, right? That's my inspiration for this program. And ultimately that's to me what it comes down to is creating that awareness that you just spoke about, Jenna.
Yeah.
I just think that's exciting.
Your kids are actually showing other kids how to do stuff, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like my little boy Reese said, "Hey mom, can we get to the basketball game early? We'll just take the whole team through this." Because he's like that's pretty much like, because we were joking around about another team. The coach kind of stacks his team every year. He's like, you know how he kind of stacks his team. He's like, this is how we could stack our team. So the fact that he's like putting that, you know, making that relation, you know, between how this changes his performance, which I love all the stuff you're doing, Garry, about performance, because you know, I was an athlete and I just love the carryover because it's so cool.
So, so what is it that you guys, or well, first of all, you can notice a mother or a parent who's not taking care of themselves pretty quickly, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what do you notice about a mother or a father, a parent who's not taking care of themselves? How do they react?
Well, what I notice is in their words. So, you know, we've been on WhatsApp typing, you know, not so much like face to face.
Yeah.
And so just the words that they're using is kind of like, I can tell where people are at now over, you know, the last over a year of hearing like, you know,
Fear, right?
it's fear. And, you know, I'm not saying this to be, you know, I was in the same place. I had my own long healing journey, but the victim mentality that we can take on and the
Yeah.
words that we're using to create our reality, I don't even know that we're aware of that. And that's why I think this parent group is really cool. And because we have meetups where we can bring that to other people's awareness. Like these words you just said, let's try to say this a different way.
Yeah.
Or like, what image do you have in your head when you say it like this? Because we don't really you don't get that when you go to the doctor, right?
Right. Now
So
you guys are both available too. You both have, I guess, let's say practices outside of here where you can meet people
mhm.
and you can individually care and customize for people. You volunteer, you run this program, you put it all together yourself, but people can actually reach out to you and they can engage with you in a way for payment for other
Yep.
services that you do that in addition to this,
Yep.
right?
Yep. That's the direction. That's the direction we're both heading.
Yeah. Well,
And Garry, I
you're
wanted to
not.
let
Oh, go ahead.
no, please finish your thought.
I would say that way, Jenna, you're full time helping people in the way you want to, rather than doing it in school.
Yeah.
And Lauren, you've been taking a bunch of courses, nutrition. You've got testing mechanisms
I
as
have,
well.
yes. I've recently become a certified bioenergetic testing practitioner and also wrapping up my naturopathy practitioner certification as well, and doing a deep dive into astroherbalism as well, which I'm really excited about.
Astro herbalism. I'm gonna learn from you pretty soon. And we got
Well,
D.
and
We
I
got
wanted,
D here too.
Hi, Dee.
yes, hey,
Yeah,
Dee's
D
been
is
instrumental in the program.
also helping. Yeah, and so what I, you know, and I, what I, when I, this all started with Steph Lopez and
Mhm.
Luca, and they had a child that was non-verbal, non-motion, 12 years old, and locked up like this, and we watched Luca over the course of about 6 months unclamp, start to move, color change, become happier. and even say the words "I love you," which was a big deal. And that's what started this whole thing. And I was waiting for a parent to take charge. And then the next thing was to have two people like you, and then some of the other ones like Dee that are in there helping, that would take this to the next level. Because you guys actually wrote you took our program, you wrote the curriculum, and it's a 14-day program. They do it online, right? So explain how it works.
Jenna, do you want to
Oh, yeah.
explain that? And Garry, I was
Sure.
going to let you know. So just so you guys know, time-wise, we have Hindi. She's in the Philippines. So she's been one of the parents in our program since the beginning. Anouk is her daughter and has some amazing things to share about her healing journey. So she is on the platform when we're ready to bring her up live, just so you're aware.
Yeah.
She just messaged.
That would be
Okay.
awesome, because I think it's midnight where she's at.
Yes.
Okay.
But that's okay.
Okay. So go ahead. What's her handle?
You got it, Lisa.
Can she, Hindi, can you request to join? Okay,
There she is.
there it is. Oh, where is she? Okay, there it is. Oh, shoot. Hold on a second here. Hindi, it's not letting me bring you up right now. Hold on 1 second. I should be able to bring one up.
I saw someone ask a question that if you signed up for the group, should you have received a notification? No, not at this point. If you signed up for the group, there will be emails coming out directing you with next steps. So if you just go and fill out the type form on the Human Garage bio or on my bio or Jenna's bio, we will have your email information and you will be sent next steps soon.
Hindi,
But
can
just
you make sure that you can go live? Can you go off for a second and then try to go live on your account and come back on? Because it's not letting me take you live, and it could be the third person, but usually it's not a problem. So let's just,
if not, I can off if we need to.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let her try first. So let's go back to
The
what was the question?
program. You said, so
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
How does the program look? So it's
Yeah.
14 days. People go in there. It's day by day. That they'll be prompted with short videos to follow along, some good information, videos on how to do the manual fascial releases on their kids. And again, like we just basically walk them through step by step what to do each day. So it's very, very simple and straightforward. Yeah. And then we have right now we have one weekly meetup where we work through different fascial maneuvers depending on what we feel everyone needs. And then we discuss how everybody's week's going, what they're seeing with their kids. So a little bit of a support group there.
Yeah, you're just going to learn how to, get the chemicals out of your child's internal, external environments. You learn how to release the stress and trauma, and really ultimately just how to facilitate that healing process in your child, all from the comfort of your own home.
So what?
You can't beat it.
The children. What I've noticed is that the parents who do it with their children too, the children are generally calmer.
Yep. And you can see that through when you do at least with my kids, and what I've noticed with other people doing it, you see the kids come into that parasympathetic state when they take they're always like a yawn. There's always a yawn that happens, or you can just see it in their body. You can just see them come out of stress, which is really, really cool. The more you do it with your kid, the more you pick up on those cues.
Absolutely. And for some parents to say, hey, my kiddo's not responding well, they don't want me to do fascial maneuvers to them. There's a lot of parents that will do the fascial maneuvers while the child is sleeping, or there's fun ideas on how to teach them how to do it with a stuffed animal, so they're doing the ear torque with their stuffed rabbit, and they'll take turns or things like that. So that's what's so beautiful about this community really is coming up with those ideas of, hey, my kid's a little resistant in this way, or loves this one but doesn't like that one. What do you have? So there's a lot of shares that you'll find within the community.
When someone just asked how
young
somebody could be, and you can do this at any age. I mean, I've done it with like infants, especially the hands-on work. You just change your pressure as far as how much pressure you're using. I mean, I've done it on like newborns. I mean, all the way up, obviously adults as well. So there's no real, I don't believe there's an age limit for anything.
Okay, I'm going to try bringing Hindi up.
Okay.
Lauren, can I
Okay.
kick you off?
Kick me out, Gary. No offense taken.
Okay,
I'll be watching.
thank you. And I'll try to bring Hindi up. Uh, Hindi. That is moderator. It's not letting me do it. Okay, Jenna, I'm going to try to bring Hindi up.
Yeah.
See if I can.
Yeah.
Okay,
Kick me out.
thank you. Okay, there it is. We have it. We're coming live now. That's weird. Sometimes it just does that. Hindi,
Hey,
how are you?
hi Gary.
So everybody knows a little bit about you, where you live, your birthday, and what you do, because you do some pretty cool stuff.
Oh, should I? What did you say? Should I say something a little bit
Yeah,
about
your
you?
when's your birthday, Hindi?
Yeah, July 9.
And you do some really cool stuff. Like your business is biodynamic. So why don't you tell
Yes,
everyone?
I'm a biodynamic farmer. I have a little farm, a school farm actually. It's right beside a Waldorf school, and we teach farming, and we talk about the soil microbiome, everything from growing food and a little bit about nutrition and just the whole ecosystem and even personal health, all that to kids of all ages,
Yeah,
but mainly
that's good.
talking to their parents when they're there and the teachers.
So, so you've been having some. Why don't we talk about Anouk, your daughter, how old she is, and then what happened, what the story, how did we get to this spot?
Yep. Anuk's 20 now, or turning 20. She's turning 20 in June. She had a diagnosis at about a year old. She seemed perfectly fine at birth and onwards, and then her head started getting bigger, so we started measuring that, and they did, all the usual tests. And I mean, I was a pretty young mom, didn't know anything, didn't really do my own research at that time, so I just went with everything the doctors were telling me and pretty much downloaded everything they told me, from the diagnosis to the prognosis and all that. And I just I was in that world for several years, until I started realize there was like there was a lot of conflict and a lot of questions that I had with the whole system. The doctors couldn't answer my questions. I would walk in the clinic, and at that point, I kind of knew more about it than they did. I knew more about my daughter, and then I realized it was much bigger, deeper, I guess, than the diagnosis. The diagnosis was really nothing to me at that point. So that's when I started looking for other modalities. That's why I started actually growing our own food, and I got into anthroposophic medicine. I looked into homeopathy and biodynamic farming. That's how that whole thing started.
And
Then I tried.
what was it that what did it look like for Anouk? Like what was she not able to do so people can get a reference?
She was walking, but she had like a drunken gait, and she would fall a lot. And when she would hit her head, she would get a seizure. So, and everything, what her coordination, her balance is what's mainly affected.
Yeah.
And as she got taller, and when she went through puberty and the hormonal changes with that, her seizures became more frequent, and she started needing help to walk, like a person to walk with her, or two people. At one point, there were two people that had to walk with her. And then I discovered Garry online about a year ago, and then a friend from the Philippines kind of introduced us, and I haven't looked back since. I've never felt more empowered it's the only if you want to call it a treatment or therapy that my daughter willingly does with no resistance, no complaints. She's also doing it on herself. Sometimes she'll even do it on me. So there's one major takeaway is that I'm no longer operating on a fear-based system. I have to admit that there are days where, you know, I still get really overcome by fear, but
It's
they don't last
really
long.
changed. It's really changed. I mean, we've been able to talk about it. That's what that parents group is. It's about being able to express that fear because it's natural, especially when it's a child. I mean, I even get it when it's somebody close to me. You know, I have those moments of fear when something happens, and if I don't get it out, it metastasizes inside of me.
Yes, and I mean I was going through that for I don't know 18 years,
Yes.
18 years of that, and I felt the stress on my own body, and so this was really it just came at the right time for us. I do all the maneuvers. I don't know how many cycles of 28-day resets we've done. We've also done bath rituals. We do the daily hydration protocols for the whole family. Um, and I've seen her seizures decrease in intensity, in frequency. Also, we don't call it a seizure anymore.
Yeah,
She came up with a word and she calls it a release. You know,
it
I
is a
mean,
release.
so after she gets one, she'll say, "Wow, you know, that was a quick release," or "Oh, that felt quite a long release," you know, and yeah, and then we get to talk about it.
You know,
Um,
I um, if you, I just to throw it out there before we go on this tour. If you guys, if you were, I'm not sure if that was even capable, but we're going to be in Austin for 10 days, and um, if you were able to get her there, that would be a way that I could take the next step. I mean, I've been looking to do that. I'm just throwing that out there.
okay, in Austin.
Yeah,
Okay.
we have the event there, because I I have a feeling that the next step of this, the things that the reprogramming work, the performance series, which I haven't shown anybody yet. I can do it myself, and I have a feeling that will have an impact on her dramatically.
Okay.
Just throwing that out there. If it works, it works.
Okay.
Otherwise, at some point, I'll get to see her.
Okay. Thank you. I wanted to say also, for the last 3 years, she's needed at least two people to hold her while she's walking. And there was severe crossing of the legs. And just honestly, for the last week, for the last 8 days, I I only hold her from behind around her hips, around her pelvis, and her arms are completely free. She's never walked like this before. I'm only holding her from behind on her pelvis. And you know, and I'm like, do you feel something? Is there something going on? Can you tell me what are you feeling? Because I don't want to kind of preempt it, and I don't want to project how I feel or what I see. I kind of want it to come from her, and she was just like, "Wow," that was her. That was her answer. You know,
Wow.
so that's
I
yeah.
think, um, you know, well, I guess one part of it is how does it feel that you're the one doing this and together you're not relying upon an outside source to make this improvement.
It feels so empowering. I can take her anywhere with me. We can travel, and I'm not like worried about having a nearby hospital or a nearby clinic or therapist. Um, just me. It's just me and her, and you know, she's been a great teacher also for myself and for the whole family. I don't want to get it. I don't want to let it get to her head though. So I mean, like, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's really, she's led us here. She's led us to all the amazing things and that we've been learning. So, and she's got a great approach with like other children with needs. You know, when she sees, she just started this project with Best Buddies International, where she pairs a typical person with a person with disability. She just started the first project in her school, so she got a certificate for having that first Best Buddies International chapter
Remember
in our.
what I said when I read her astrology? She was going to be that she was going through this so she could learn how to, as a caregiver. She's a grandmaster caregiver.
Yeah, so it's happening. I mean, you know, these kids just respond to her, and she just had an event last weekend where she taught, like, I don't know, 20 different people with disabilities make friendship bracelets. So it was like, I couldn't believe it, you know. So
It looks like people in the comments are saying let's put together support for her to get to Austin.
oh my god.
Wow. I think that might happen. It sounds like it, and these are people that are in our program too. I think that would be really, really awesome.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah. I mean, I feel that you've come to that point, which I wanted you to come to, where the success is at your own hand, and then I can accelerate it. Because if I did it earlier, you wouldn't believe that you could do it. And you guys have done so much this last year. Now look at everybody saying they want to help. That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, we
Gosh.
could do that. You guys reach out to Hindi. You can go at the top there. I that would be really, really awesome. That would be awesome. I would love to do it. I'd love to do it for sure. And and the reason why is because you've done so much for all these years, 2 decades, and you've been doing this yourself and it's working. That's what I want to help. I don't like when people come and say, save me, help me. But you've done this and it is working. And then I can accelerate that. Look at that, Lauren, everybody. I think you might be coming to Austin.
You know, and we came from, yeah, so many years of doctors saying it's incurable, there's nothing you can do, you know. I mean, what do you do with that kind of information, you know? I just had to get out of that.
Yeah, we're gonna set up a type form if you want to help. If you want to help Anouk and Hindi, come to come to Austin so that I can work with her. We're gonna set up a type form. It'll be in the bio here by within about 20 minutes, and then just go there, register. Lisa will put it up there, and then we'll work with this. They're asking what the diagnosis was, actually.
It's called Vanderknapp syndrome, or technically megalencephalic leukoencephalopathy with subcortical cysts.
Holy crap, I can barely even say that. Yeah, you know what? It's so like
You know, they had to name it that so it sounds really scary.
yeah. Yeah, it's like I laugh at all the names. You know, there's so many diagnoses. I get people all the time. What about this? What about this? I literally just what I do is I look up at the diagnosis. I look at what it says. And oh, okay, that's that. because I don't even bother trying to know them all now. Yeah, Lisa. Yeah, Lisa is going to put a link up if you want to help Anouk and Hindi come to Austin. And I know that if you're getting the results that you're getting right there, I know that I can accelerate that like dramatically. And just because that's what I did before. And, you know, before it would have been you coming to a clinic and me doing it. The challenge is that it requires a constant maintenance, which you guys have built the skills to do it. And that's why she's getting better. And you've also recrafted the language. I love that. It's a release because that's exactly what it is. It's the body trying to release something and it doesn't know how to let it go. That's a seizure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. So how do you think this ends?
We're just getting started. I don't know. It's just, we want to pay it forward. I don't know. It's just,
I know that she's going to be an example to kids all over the world. Yeah.
yeah, she loves to perform. You know, she loves to be on stage. So maybe that's what it is.
Well, she'll definitely have a stage to be on. Yeah. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I look at it and for me, it looks easy. For me, it looks like we just remove the pressure. We reprogram the vestibular. We reprogram the hands, which feed back to the brain. I think it's a couple of days worth of work, and I have a feeling it's a miracle coming. How's that feel?
um, you know, one of the major things also that all this has helped me with, and also Anouk, is my sense of worthiness to receive the changes and to receive the transformation and to receive these miracles. You know, if you had asked me that a year ago, most of me would be saying that's impossible. It's impossible. What, I mean, why me? What did I do? What makes me special? What makes her special to get, you know, a miracle? Why would it work for us and not for anyone else? I mean, those were all the questions. Like, you know, maybe we really deserve this. What did we do in our past lives? What was like karma? The karma question's always there. You know, yeah. But you know, her name actually means grace, and you know, the law of karma. The the only thing that can address the law of karma is the law of grace, and so it's not an accident that her name means grace. I didn't even know it meant grace until, I don't know, a few years after she was born.
I knew the minute I met her that she was going to change the world somehow. Yeah, she's you know, there just the sheer happiness and desire to for her. Like I see so many people give up on themselves, and I see her the other day. I saw her boxing on her knees.
Yes, I mean, you know, we all do Muay Thai as a family, and she joins along, and but she can't stand on her own yet. So usually she does it leaning against a wall, and she has to hold something for her to give her more stability. But the last 3 sessions, she's done it on her knees. And, so she's been able to box and really focus on her punches and her movements, her hand-eye coordination on her knees. So, and the coaches were like, "What are you doing? What's new with what you've been doing?" And I don't really tell anybody too many details. I'm not there yet. I don't like, because if they really, really want to know, if they're really curious and if they want to use it for themselves or someone else, then I'll talk about it. But
Yeah.
otherwise, keeping a little quiet about it
Well,
right now.
let's let's get a little loud about this. So listen, we're going to be putting up. Thank you for sharing that today. It looks like you're going to have a bunch of people supporting this. So let's work on it. It looks like you might be coming to Austin. So
It's funny because she's always wanted to get cowboy boots, and I'm like, where am I going to get cowboy boots? Are there cowboy boots?
well, maybe it's supposed to happen. It's been a year now, and I look forward to actually. It's a year ago, I think that we met, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I look forward to doing this. So, thank you, Hindi, and everybody else. We'll talk to you later, Hindi. Okay.
Thank you so much, Garry,
Thank you.
Cynthia, Lauren, everyone.
And if you guys want to support her getting her daughter to Austin, and I will work on her, and I will video it and put it out for the world. This girl is a special girl. She is definitely going to help the world. And I just saw Claire, I want to see you so bad. So there'll be a link in the bio so you can support. Claire!
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Putting a little one to sleep right now.
Oh my gosh. How's it going?
Can you believe how big she is?
I
Who
can't
is this
believe
child?
it.
Who is
How
this
old is
child?
she now?
She's 10 weeks old yesterday.
Wow. Oh, it's been 10 weeks. Man,
Isn't that
I missed
crazy?
talking to you so much.
I was just telling Ryan. Ryan says hi, by the way. He's right next
Hi,
to me.
Ryan. Hello.
He says, we were talking about it. And I was like, I miss Garry so much. It feels like this tornado of like in the middle of the night, life is so slow. The hours just kind of creep by and the days just kind of creep by when you're just babying all day. But then it flies by. You're like, where are all the days at? And I just haven't talked to you in so long and just miss you so much. Miss you so much. How are you?
I'm doing really good. I mean, I'm changing. I don't know if you can see. I mean, I'm really changing.
I literally thought the exact same thing. I know we haven't talked, but I still watch you, follow, social media, but you look, I mean, you have a glow to you.
Yeah.
You have a glow to you. Your hair is thicker.
Yeah.
These are the first two things that I was like, oh my God, I 100% know. And then when you posted your befores, like from a while
Yeah.
back, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
it's crazy. I think that's the biggest thing it's like day to day, we don't see it.
Yeah.
But then when you look at the time lapse of like a month, 3 months, a year, it's like, oh my God, the big changes that can happen.
Yeah, I can't wait to see you guys again. It's like it's shocking. Like I'm at the point where I'm shocked. I change more every day than I used to in a month.
It's amazing. Ryan and I were just talking about, and what brought you up too, is we were talking about Palm Springs. And I was like, I want to go down there so bad. My last time down there was with you guys, and I just had the most amazing time with you guys. And I was like, I want to go back down there so bad.
So tell me what's it like, mommy life? I'm so curious.
You know what? I cry every single day because of how, like, I just feel like every moment of my entire life was like, this is what it was for. Like, it all just kind of like makes sense. I don't know how to explain it. Like, it all just is like, oh, this is what I was here for. This is who I'm here for. My little family and Rowan. And it truly is like when she looks at me and just laughs and smiles, it's just like she looks into my soul. It's everything. It's everything. Everything I've ever dreamt of. And felt like that was, I don't know, that just, I had, how do I explain this? Like, I always wanted to be a mom since I was young. Everything was like, I can't wait to be a mom. I can't wait to be a mom. But I truly did enjoy the moments and didn't waste the moments not being a mom. And so in my 20s, 30s, I slept a ton, I traveled a ton. I used every moment to like, I mean, obviously I had my low points of like, what is it going to be my time? But I was like, it will be my time. But in this moment right now, like I'm going to be traveling, I'm going to be sleeping in bed, eating Cheetos at 3 in the morning or staying up as late as I want, not sleeping. But now it's like, I just love this is the time for it. This is the time for it. And it's heaven, it's heaven. I just wish people don't waste time in the wanting, and the like holding out for it. Just like live it, live your life. Cause I can look back and be like, dude, I had a lot of good moments, a lot of amazing moments.
So, one of the things that got me is that you said, I always wanted to be a mom,
Hmm.
but I knew somehow that I wasn't going to physically give birth.
Yep.
And so that was something that was implanted in you somehow.
Yeah. I had every single dream I had of being a mom, of having my daughter, because it was always a little girl. I was always going to pick her up. I was always going to pick her up at the hospital, was always my dreams. Or it was never being pregnant. It was never giving birth ever. I talked this weekend on a podcast, and it was the same thing of like, if the goal is to be a mother, which is what so many people want, the goal is to be a parent, to be a mother, that can come to you in so many different ways.
Sure.
And truthfully, Garry, like I cannot tell you the connection I have with her, the bond I have with her, the where she just, like I said, looks deep into my soul and knows that when she cries that I'm going to be the one to pick her up and she's crying for me. Like there is nothing like it. And since the second she was born via surrogacy, and I tell everybody, I'm like, I feel like I might as well have given I feel like I gave birth to her. She is my
I
little soul.
We had that moment.
Mhm. Yeah.
You should post that again, that picture. Yeah.
I loved that picture. I
Yeah.
still love that picture so much.
Because she's and I felt that she's the
I
reincarnation.
I deeply believe that. I can already see her little personality, and like I deeply, deeply believe that.
Yeah, I think and I felt that right when we were talking, and you're gonna post it
I
again,
will.
and
I'll post it
right in
today.
front of us, the orb came, and I had my hands on it.
Yeah. Oh, it was like I don't care where that came from. I don't care if it was a reflection off a mirror. I don't care where.
It
I don't care
wasn't
what
a
that was.
reflection.
It literally was into your hands, and you were talking. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
As we were
And that was
talking
that
about
was
it.
at that moment. You were having a rough moment there too, right?
It was a really rough moment. It was a really rough moment. It was like towards the end of, it was right before she was born, and it was so much of the unknown of, that precipice of like, is she gonna be okay? Is she gonna make it? These are her last days in her surrogate's belly, and it was just so much unknown, and the unknown can be so scary, and not in control, especially when she's not in my belly and I can't feel her kicking. There was so much of the unknown of like, is everything gonna be okay? And
Yeah. Hey, I
you
wanna
just
I wanna read something. I'm gonna go off for a second.
yeah.
I gotta grab something.
How old is Claire? I am 40. I just turned 43 last week. I just turned 43 last week. Can you believe it?
I'm trying to find it where I wrote her name.
Yeah. Oh, I still have it. I looked at it the other day. It is her.
Yeah,
It
I wanted
is
to
her.
I wanted to pull that up. Um, I sent it to you. Hold on, I'm gonna go
Yep.
one more
Yeah,
try.
yeah. I think you sent it to me in text. 42, and I feel, oh, I was going too fast. Thank you guys for the happy birthdays. says you don't have any babies and you're 39. Can I tell you guys something, by the way? Roan wasn't even a twinkle in my eye at 39. Ryan wasn't even a twinkle in my eye at 39. I didn't have a relationship, didn't have a baby, nothing at 39. My life feels like,
Okay.
I mean, crazy.
Okay. So I'm really big on names.
hmm
And I believe that the baby whispers the name into the mother's ear, and we and that's part of an indigenous thing. So Rowan also means red, which is color of action and belongs to the planet Mercury, which is a strong thought, which is strong of thought. It comes from the Gaelic origin representing strength, courage, and determination, being brought into a family and unique circumstances, pushing the boundaries of what family really is, takes courage. Rowan definitely has the strength to make this transition. The name Lily is derived from the Greek word liron, referring to the white Madonna lily that represents motherhood and rebirth. Further, the name means oath of God. Dawkins means beloved one, and it's derived from the meeting of the Son of David, and the Son of David also Jesus. Jesus, the Son of David, brought about the change in the way that people understood themselves. Rowan, to usurp the tradition and bring about change using courage and strength. She is protected by the Creator and with a strong connection from Source will not waver. She represents motherhood and rebirth, an oath from God. The way that you both came into the world was chosen to represent that intent supersedes biology. Intent supersedes biology. She is beloved above, carries the power of the Creator to bring change to the people. She represents change in the way that humans will come into this world. And I truly believe that. That's what I wrote and channeled as I did the etymology of her name
Yeah.
for her, and that was right when she was coming into your sphere.
Yeah. It could not exemplify her. I mean, to a T. She is a strong little girl, strong little girl. And the way she came in is just, was beautiful. It was beautiful. And I think deeply, like, this was how she was meant to come into this world.
Yeah,
1000%. And I also think how, like, I think about this all the time, how, because there's a lot of people who are like, why IVF or why surrogacy or why this or why that? And this was just her path. This was her path. And I don't know, in my head, in my heart, I just always am like, this is how she was supposed to. She's got a different path and she loves snuggling into my armpit. But this was her little path. And how it took a village is my life, is is what I feel like our lives are supposed to be like. It takes a village to heal. It takes a village to support each other.
yeah.
And between, our IVF doctor and between our surrogate who is just her little auntie now and everything, it was meant to be this way.
You know, so I believe that the world is changing, and I believe that you represent a change, and that's what Rowan represents. I have a bunch of women in their late 50s up to 67 coming out of menopause right now. I'm expecting one of them to actually get pregnant. So
I've,
all of the
I'm here
rules,
for it.
yeah, we're breaking the rules.
Yeah. And that was another thing I get asked often on my social media and in my inbox of like, do you feel old or is that old? Or I get judged for being old and wanting children. And I want so bad for people to know. So sorry, my ice maker's loud. But people to know that push the age limit up, exactly what you're doing, exactly what you're saying, because the people I surround myself with are all in their 40s having babies. And it's not like, I don't feel old at all. I don't feel like I can't do it. I don't feel like I missed the mark. Like, I want people to know there is so much more time than they think. There is so much more time than they think that they have. And even 32-year-olds, 35-year-olds that are like, I feel like I'm getting too old. And I'm like, no, 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 no. Like, there is so much time, so much time.
I think it's I feel like it's this year that that one of these women that's come out of menopause is going to have a child at 65 or 66.
Yeah.
And then it just makes it possible. It's like when Roger Bannister broke the 4 minute mile, people's belief shifts, and you know, your connection through surrogacy and the way you had this
Yeah.
vision has come in, and you could tell even in that, you know, my energetic capabilities, I could tell that Rowan was yours. And it doesn't, and I just don't believe the way that we were taught it all works. There's more to
I
it.
agree. I agree. 1,000%. And I want people to have hope that it's not just the traditional how it used to be old school. It's not like that. It's not like that. Our bodies are so much more advanced and stronger, and we're doing so much more to be aware of our bodies now.
So funniest moment.
Funniest moment?
Yeah.
Um, well, there was, there's been a couple mom fails. There's been a couple mom fails where I'm like, nobody teaches you that. Um, I'm trying to think. There's just been too many moments where I'm just like, oh my
Come on,
God, like I
I
can have.
left my boy on the car once, on the hood of the car, got in the car, you know, put the seat up there, and they're like, "Oh my God!"
Oh my God, I literally, okay, I'll tell you this one. There was one moment where it was one of the first times taking her out of the house, and I was so by myself, and I was so nervous to like make sure she was in the car and the car seat was right and this is right. And I was making sure she wasn't crying. And I got down the street and I'm like, I didn't buckle her car seat in. Like I was worried about getting her in the car. I didn't even, so I was like, oh my God, mom fail. If I just turned one corner, she would have just been in the middle of the car. Oh my God. And I laughed at myself and I called my friends and I was like, mom fail. This was terrible. This was terrible. I was just so nervous. I was
I'm
so,
55. I'm in the days when we didn't have seatbelts.
I know, right? One of your brothers and sisters just hold you in, right? On their lap.
So what about most tender moments?
Oh, there was a moment where when I want to say she was about 4 weeks old, where I love to sit her here in the kitchen with me and just like do cooking lessons when I'm cooking and just talk to her. And I looked over and I looked down. It was when she started like being able to focus and like actually kind of, you know, their eyes focus and takes them a while, but she like looked, I swear to God, I told my sister this. I was like, she looked so deep into my soul and just gave me like looked into my eyes and just gave me the biggest smile. And it wasn't like a gassy, like just a little, I could tell those smiles, but she just like looked into my soul and like lit up when she looked at me. And I was like, oh, don't. I just started crying. I was like, I, I never expected, I don't know, it's one of those small things, but it was like, she just loves me. She loves me. And it just melted me so much. And I will never forget it. I know it was a silly little moment to like, oh, my daughter smiled at me. Of course they're going to smile at you. But I just was like, oh, she actually like looked at me and just smiled at me.
So
It was like the biggest
is
love.
Ryan good at changing diapers?
Better than me. He is better than me. And somehow he always gets the blowouts. Like he's always like, happened on my diaper. And I'm like, of course he did. She saved it for you. He truly is the best partner and the best dad. That was the biggest thing. When I was on The Bachelor, I remember, not to rehash it, but I remember saying something to the guy when I was standing up there at the very end that treated me poorly. And I just said, I remember telling him, I said, I would never want my children having a father like you. And I could honestly say with Ryan, like I consciously chose Ryan because of the father that he is. And there are plenty of, I mean, bless his heart because I'm not this way, but he's never complained one time. He's never complained of lack of sleep. He's never complained of like, oh, it's your turn or you got to go. He does it all. He does it all. And I was able to leave this weekend for over 24 hours and not even blink an eye of like, he's got her. She's okay and he's got her. He can do it.
That's awesome. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm so looking forward to actually getting to see you
Oh,
guys.
I can't wait. And you know what I was looking at on your page the other day? We have a little C-section baby. So we're gonna need you.
Oh, yeah, let's do it. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm coming back. I have a couple favors to do in LA, but I'm going to, before I go to Austin, maybe I can pop up.
Would love that.
Yeah,
Would love that.
that
Are
would
you
be.
guys going to be in Palm Springs again this summer or no?
We're actually, so we're going to Austin. We're doing a big event there
Okay.
on May 12th, and then we're going to New York, and then we're going to Prague, and then we're going to Jordan, and then we're going to Sweden.
Oh my God.
So I'm not sure exactly where, but I think we're going to be there at one point.
Okay.
You know, I'll come and see you guys.
I would love that. I will make any time in the world for you. Any time
Yeah,
in the world for you.
it's it's really have you traveled with her yet?
Um, So she was born in Idaho. So we traveled home when she was 4 days old. So she's already been on her little first plane ride. But other than that, no. We were just plotting right now a little bit ago. We were like, where can we go? Because I want her to. She's only 10 weeks old, but I'm like, I want her to just see everywhere and see everything, and her to just be able to acclimate anywhere and nap anywhere, which she does. She can sleep through the loudest anything right now.
Well, I'm gonna be in Austin for 10 days
Okay.
at the event. If you guys get down there, we'll do the C-section stuff there.
Would
Super
love
cool.
it. Would love it because she's got a little C-section head going on.
Yeah, it'll change. You know, at this stage, it's super easy. It'll change really, really, really fast. I mean,
Yeah.
that little kid that I worked on the other day, he
How
was
sweet was
so
he?
fun. Oh
Oh,
yeah, you should have
what
saw
did he
the
say? He
rest of
said my
it.
ears feel taller. Is that what
Yeah,
he said?
he was real taller. Yeah, and he was like, because I was moving the jaw. And he's like, and then he's, oh.
I love it. I absolutely love it. How cute was he? I was like,
And
yeah,
somebody brought out to Los Angeles when we did one on the beach in the morning. Someone brought a little child out there too. Same little thing,
yeah.
same C-section, and it makes such a difference. It really does. So we'll get to that. I mean, if you guys are out there for sure, but other than that, I'll arrange to come out there. I want to see you guys.
And oh, Gary, we need to jump on more often because I just, I mean, I always, when I get the time, I always am on watching you and watching your stuff, and you just truly do give like hope to so many people who are struggling and kind of lost, lost with, and it's empowering. It's so empowering.
Yeah,
It's so empowering.
it's gonna get a little bit messier before it gets better,
Yeah.
but that's why we're here.
Yep. You truly, I was looking at you the other day. You look so different. You look so different in the best
Right.
way. In the best way. I mean, you glow.
Yeah,
You absolutely
and
glow.
and also too the physical part, my body. It's like I have my 14-year-old body.
Who
It's
can say
it's
that?
yeah. I mean, it's bizarre. I mean, I'm light. I'm agile. It's been really really cool. And you know, like I the whole point is to give people hope
Yeah.
because you know aging is not associated with with years. It's associated with wear and tear on the body, and we found that way to reverse the wear and tear. And it's happening. With Cynthia, same thing. Jason, same thing. Aisha, they're all changing. I'm just accelerated because I'm
An
a little bit.
anomaly.
Yeah,
Just so you know, too, I do the squat down. I do the squat down every single day. It is a lifestyle for me. And I was doing it before you even talked about it. I was like, oh, I love this. This makes sense. But it feels so good. It feels so
yeah.
good. Oh,
Well,
yeah.
you gotta do a squat and get on social media and call some of your friends up.
I know, right? They probably were like, you're crazy, but they say that anyway. They say that anyway, so I'll take
Yeah, yeah,
it.
yeah. Be crazy, healthy, and young.
Exactly. God, I used to say that all the time. People always be like, crazy Claire. And I'm like, you know what? If the stuff I do and the life I live and how I am is crazy to you, like, that's okay. Like, let's use crazy in the best way possible. I'm crazy, everything good, you know?
So if you are in Austin, let me know. And by the way, Jeremy Piven from Entourage, he's opening up for us. He's going to do a comedy routine.
No
So it's going to be
way.
really, yeah. So we're going to start off with the comedy routine at the event in Austin,
Yeah.
and then yeah, it's going to be fun. I mean, we have a lot of mainstream celebrities starting to
Uh,
endorse. And that's because what they do is they bring in a different audience, and it's all free. You know, we just want them to share it with their people so that their people could start healing.
yeah. Yeah, it just, I think it brings light to, just puts you on a different map and brings light to maybe the people that don't know you existed and that need you.
Yeah.
It's maybe a good path.
Claire, love you both so much,
Love
all three of you now.
you. Yes,
And
yes, yes. I also have something funny to tell you, so
oh,
I'll text you.
okay, text me. Yeah.
Love you. Thank you for letting me jump on with
Yeah.
you.
Thank you for showing up.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah, if you haven't done it yet, we just went on sale in Austin the 12th of May. We're going to be there. So if you haven't done it yet, go get your tickets. There is going to be a limit. It's only 1,500 people. The facility was smaller. We had to take a smaller room. So it's only 1,500. You go to our website under events and you can see website right on the very front page. It says Austin. It says Trauma Transform Tour 2024. And make sure that you go there and get your tickets right away. And we're coming to Prague on June 15th. June 15th, we're coming to Prague. And there's New York, it's June 2nd. We're just confirming location and stuff like that. So super excited about that. Anyways, everybody, today has been a fantastic day. Super excited about everything that's going on. If you can go, if you want to support Hindi and Anouk, go to the link in our bio and just register for that. And there's going to be a support campaign to get Anouk to Austin. And I get a chance to help her. She's already helped herself. She's almost there. I'm just going to give her that little bit over the edge. Thank you all. Today's been a powerful day. Take care.